So you're effectively under house arrest. Could you just describe for our viewers what life is like for you? And to what extent do you regret, when you were leader, not weakening their power?
Done. I mean, we did quite well considering the COVID-19 2 years. The whole world suffered from that, and we navigated through that. And then our economy was growing in the last 2 years of my government, the best in 17 years. So actually, I managed, quite well at the time.
I mean, I think the perception from their side, though, was that you were turning against them. I mean, do you regret that? Because they obviously, because I mean, they forced you out, and it does look from where we sit. Well, tell me, is there a way back for you?
Well, firstly, look, the army means army chief. So every army chief comes in, he brings in his own policies, his own ideology, or what, his own point of view. So, army is not a democratic institution, which has a policy made by consensus. So I worked quite well with the army chief, except at the end. And really, it wasn't me, it was the army chief who somehow decided that, he needed to replace me with someone else. But the reason behind it wasn't me doing something wrong, was because he wanted an extension. Right. And he had already made a deal with the guy who's the current prime minister that he was going to give him an extension. So that really was the conspiracy why I was removed, not because of our performance. And it was the first government, removed, not because of corruption. So it was really because his personal interest to get an extension. And so how was I supposed to know when I went to Russia, the next morning, Russia would invade Ukraine? It was bad timing, but I wasn't supposed to know that. But it wasn't, my policy, foreign policy, was straightforward. It should be non-aligned. We shouldn't be part of blocs like Pakistan was part of the Western Bloc in the Cold War era. And that meant the whole of Central Asia and other countries were out of bound, whereas India was non-aligned.
Yeah, and just to be clear, you remain. But just to be clear, you are committed to a non-aligned policy, then.
Yes, I mean, my point is, we participated in two conflicts. One was the Afghan Jihad, when we were part of the Western Bloc against the Soviet Union, and it was launched from Pakistan. It left us with severe consequences. Secondly, we participated in the war on terror 10 years later, and 80,000 Pakistanis died, plus $100 billion lost to the economy. So my point is that our top priority of our government should be 100 million Pakistanis vulnerable just above or below the poverty line. And you can't care about your people if you become part of a conflict. So, that's what was my philosophy.
No, I get that. So, I mean, broadly, you're not surprised that the West isn't supporting you personally?
It should not be about me. It should be the fact that a country of 250 million people, if the democracy is bound out, rule of law is gone, 10,000 of my people in jails, facing custodial torture, all democratic institutions falling apart under this, basically a martial law, undeclared martial law. I think they should speak out against that, because it's not me, it's 250 million people in this country.
No.